All right. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Craig, and I am a Customer Advocacy Director here at Achieve3000. In this brief session, I'll discuss how our adult literacy platform, SPARK3000, can accelerate literacy growth through differentiated and targeted instruction. So the reality is that your classrooms are filled with adult learners with a wide variety of reading and writing abilities, but we know we can't teach them all the same way. So even though as an educator, you need to be able to get across certain topics or subject matter during the limited time that you have with them each day. But you also have to ensure that they're developing the necessary literacy skills to either obtain a GED, but also to see the necessary growth to ensure that your program can continue to be funded. So our patented process for differentiated instruction and progress monitoring really allows this to happen. And I'll show you how. So the differentiation really begins with level set, which is our proprietary benchmark Lexile assessment for nonfiction text. And this is really the first step in creating an adult learner's academic profile. So the beauty of this is that everyone can be reading the same thing at their appropriate reading level. And you can see the different levels that I have listed on my screen, but we do have 12 different levels of differentiated content in English and Spanish. And so thinking about the possibilities of that are endless. And so thinking about how that relates to, and I'll talk a little bit later on about how Lexile relates to the TABE grade level equivalencies when it comes to reporting. So the primary function for SPARK3000 is really through the use of lessons that are designed to enhance and supplement your curriculum. So the most popular method is through our adult education course, which is really comprised of 4 sections with over 75 lessons. It's important to note really though that the lessons within each of these can be customized to fit your needs. Alternatively, there are options to search our archives, which include over 15,000 lessons and content articles that can really be filtered by subject area or standard as well. So today I'm going to use the lesson on how to write a resume as an example. So thinking about where our content comes from, we have a lot of different sources where we get our content. Some of it's from the Associated Press, some of it are articles that were written about specific subject areas. For example, this is coming from our workforce readiness curriculum. So writing a resume. So that's the lesson I'm going to focus on, just so you can see how it's set up. So each lesson is really built on the same instructional framework, so there's consistency across the platform. In the Teacher's Edition, there's a wealth of resources and lesson plans to guide you through each lesson as well. So what you're looking at is the landing page of a lesson from the learner's perspective. It includes a series of tasks and activities that promote and encourage discussion and close reading. Vocabulary adjusts based on the learner's Lexile level to make sure that they're receiving appropriate words. In some instances where an individual may need the content read to them, audio support can also be enabled. So when we look at the text structure, as I'm showing you an example of an article, and remember I had said that each article is delivered to the individual learner based on their Lexile level. And so here's an example of an article written at a 400 Lexile, which would be the TABE equivalent of a 2nd grade reading level, and what that looks like. So you notice that the heading is the same, the picture is the same, everything on here, but it's relegated to the idea that this individual adult learner is reading at a 400 Lexile level. So the vocabulary is adjusted accordingly. Then we have someone else who's reading at a 9th grade level. Again, same title, same article, but now a little bit more complex to adjust to their particular reading level. And then I may have someone who is maybe Spanish is their primary language, so I can have the same article written in Spanish at their appropriate Lexile level. And so being able to see how the highly differentiated the content is that's delivered with each individual student, but still being able to cover the same topic. So when we talk about level set in terms of understanding what their baseline reading level is, we need to be able to progress monitor that and also adjust their reading level as it improves. And we do this through the built-in activities that are within the lesson. So a couple of things that we look at through the activities, and we just ask them 8 questions, is through the report section. And so as an educator, I have access to a number of reports, one of them being standards performance. So if I'm tracking standards, adult basic education standards, and want to see how they align to that, are they mastering certain ones or not, I have the ability to do that on this report. But the one that I think is really important to look at is the tracking of individual Lexile growth. So when we think about that, their initial Lexile of 785. That's what I know from their initial level set score, but then I can track their progress month by month by month and see that. But I can also translate that because I have a TABE grade level equivalency chart that I can look at, because if I'm not as familiar with Lexile, then I can look at this chart, refer to it, and go, you know, they started at 765 Lexile, which is would be the TABE equivalent of a 6th grade reading level. So I automatically have that correlation, so I can track appropriately. So this is built in automatically within our system. So I know we had a very brief time together, but this hopefully will help you get a better understanding of what SPARK3000 could do for your adult learners. And certainly if you have more information, you can contact us and we can go a little bit more in depth into the platform offerings. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you very much, Craig. We appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem.